Yes, I wanted to kind of sort of talk about this. Wendy Williams, do you know who that is?
No.
She was like this popular. She would do like, she had a talk show to talk about celebrities. You've definitely seen her clips. It'll be like, clap if you, clap if you think if he should be dead or stuff like that. Or like, okay, that was a bad example. Let me just see.
Redeem yourself quickly.
Let me just 1 second. Wendy Williams, she was like Wendy Williams funny moments. Okay, let's play a couple of funny moments.
Wait, what?
You've heard that.
You were a wounded bird, damaged goods. You never get married. Nobody wants you.
Okay, this is a all right. Everybody, forget that happened. Wendy Williams,
I can hear it anyway.
That's true. They can't even hear. Okay.
Yep. That's basically what happened. It sounds like a middle-aged woman just going, yep.
Okay. Well, oops. Sorry about that, you guys. Anyway, she was like a talk show host. I'll just leave it at that. Well, in the recent years, it's been reported that she is in a facility because she has dementia. Well, turns out that might not be true. And the article.
Wait. Is this the video of of she's like standing inside a building and she's at the phone, like on the phone at the window, and she's like, they won't let me out. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I did see that. Didn't know.
Okay, I am so embarrassed. Okay, let me explain background, and then I'll explain why I'm having a hard time to find. So there has been an update on the story, but let me explain background. So they did a documentary about her, and they explain, and she looks like she's not well. That she has dementia, so she has to have help. They have someone coming. She's under conservatorship. So then we saw the clip of her on the phone and talking to some reporters, and the reporters like answered her question. She's like, I want to get out. I cannot get out. And then last weekend, she was able to leave, and there was a video of her on a scooter to go see her dad. Well, the reason why I'm trying to find like an article to discuss all that, but I can't, because recently, as of like yesterday, the 18th, as of yesterday, Wendy Williams moved to a memory unit at assisted living after getting drunk at lunch. So apparently, I'm just from New York Post. So apparently, it sounds like she has an alcohol problem, which is so interesting because that was also kind of like from the information I have, that was about what I got too, more of like an alcohol problem as opposed to dementia. So it's saying Wendy Williams was transferred to the memory unit of her assisted living facility after allegedly getting drunk at the facility's restaurant, according to the new report. The beloved talk show host's dementia diagnosis, however, does not appear to have played a part in this move, TMZ reported on Tuesday. Williams allegedly became intoxicated in the early days of her stay when she had lunch at the facility's top floor restaurant and bar. Supervisors were reportedly furious when they learned that the daytime star, who allegedly stayed at the restaurant for a long time, would serve alcohol. The employee of the facility told TMZ that the supervisors then decided to relocate the former Wendy Williams show host to the facility's fifth floor memory unit, where she would not have unrestricted access to the elevator, by extension, the restaurant and bar. So what she's trying to do now, before this, was to get off of the conservatorship. And my question is, most of us don't know people on conservatorships in real life. And that's what I'm assuming. I don't know. Do you know anyone that has a conservatorship or anything like that?
I don't, not that I know of.
It seems like it is something that a lot of companies get on.
Yeah.
For variety of reasons. I think a lot of it is because I personally don't know any billionaires in real life. Do you know any billionaires in real life?
Not that I know of.
So I think a lot of it has to do with like if people find you can't manage your money and things like that. So I guess like what I'm thinking about when I think about these stories about conservatorships and like, people with alcohol problems, like where is the line, I guess? When do you start to like jump in? Because here's the other thing too. You're a human. You have every right to be a little crazy, to get a little wild with your friends. I mean, I'm sure we might not have people who are conservatorships, but we certainly have people that type the crazy things on Facebook that you look at and you're like, oh my God, this person maybe needs a conservatorship. So like, where is the line? I guess is my question. What do you think? Because like, no, I'm thinking of a particular person I have on Facebook. Some of the stuff, like the only reason I have not unfriended him is because of like a sick need to like just see what else he's going to say.
It's
And,
watching the train
it
crash or whatever. You can't
yeah.
stop.
Don't say plane crash right now.
No, I
A
said
train. Oh yeah, a train. Yeah, let's say trains colliding. Anyway, yeah. So like I have someone on my, and I'm like, maybe he should get a conservatorship. But I guess like I know there are offers for regular people, but like why don't we take advantage of them? But at the same time, like, but you're a human. You're an American. You have every right to be a little wild and crazy, to jump out the building if you want. So I don't know, like, how does this stuff get decided?
Well, okay. I feel like there are a couple of things that I'm stuck on. First of all, okay, so she was never, like, when she went to go visit her dad or whatever, she was never, like, discharged from the assisted living.
No,
She was just, like, allowed to leave, like, visit on a day pass.
Yeah.
Okay. And because I was like, hang on a second. How did she get committed to an assisted living memory care place for drinking? I was like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
No.
Okay. But the pieces are falling into place. The other thing I'm thinking about is the fact that they had to restrict her elevator access rather than just telling the bartenders, don't serve her. You know what I'm saying?
That's a valid point too.
You couldn't just give her like a tattoo or something, like a big X right there. Like you had to like, I don't know, like change her key code or whatever, however your elevator works. You have to do all that instead of just being like, hey, Wendy Williams or whatever her name is. Like, don't give her any alcohol. So there are a couple of notes I'm making, in the event that I ever am asked to like take over this assisted living facility.
Right.
Some things are going to be changing. But then what was your actual question? I
think I'm just curious, like, when do we start like stepping in? And then like, should we have conservatorships? Like, I feel like we should, but then I just keep going to for example, Kanye West. If I was a family member of him, I think he would be the perfect candidate in my head for conservatorship. I think like that's someone I definitely would want. But then at the same time, like, he's free to be him.
His pronouns are USA.
I mean, that's he can do whatever he wants, I guess. And then now I'm saying it out loud. Is it only women, or let's look at the percentage of men to women that have conservatorships.
True. Have you ever heard of a man that had a conservatorship?
Never in my life.
So this is just a way to like externalize misogyny then.
Yeah, it's a way to keep women down. If a woman wants to go around, Britney Spears, dancing with knives in her house, she should be able to.
I mean, that's what she still does that. Like, so, I also am wondering how much I really understand about conservatorships. Like,
Same.
who decides that's needed? Because I guess I'm thinking of I don't know, a Britney Spears, Whitney Houston, where it's like maybe when they started out they were like kind of young, and so it's like their parents or whatever were like, she's 17, she can't have all this money and whatever, but like that feels different than some of these other situations. And now I'm wondering if I just made that up in my head.
Y'all are not gonna believe how many Americans are under a conservatorship.
No, how many?
1.3 million.
How many Americans are there total?
Let me see. I was not thinking there would be millions.
Who?
You know what, you guys? I think we see people we're friends with people under conservatorship and we just don't know it.
The conservators among us. Conservatives?
Yeah. Okay, it is. There are U.S. population.
It's in the I don't know.
349. It's the third most populated country in the world.
Try that again. There's only like 7 billion people on the whole planet.
346, 598, 849.
Wait, can you show me the number on your screen? Okay, no.
That's million. Now I'm looking at it.
346,598,000 blah, 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 blah.
I'm not a numbers person. I'm better at speaking.
I was like, I don't know much, but I know that wrong. I know for a fact that there are not
Wait,
300 million people.
Okay, so wait, so that's 3, so that's what? How would I put that? How do I get the percentage of that from 1.3 million?
Okay.
Yeah, you do that.
Yeah.
While you do that, I'm trying to find a breakdown of conservatorships. I think I found it, but conservator demographics. I'm just trying to make sure this is the right, like, I'm looking at the right statistics. And it's not people who are okay, no, this is how to become a conservator. No, we don't want that. We want people to be free.
So, yeah, free the 1.4 million Americans who have to make it a hashtag, guys. We can do it. I think it's like 0.3%, basically.
Okay, 0.3%. All right.
So, like, I think less than 1%. But
yeah.
But I kind of did like the rough numbers, so probably ballpark of 1%.
So okay, less people that I actually now I'm not a numbers person. When I hear 1.3 million, I'm like, okay, that means someone in my job.
Now we thought there were like 3 million people total, like in the America.
Oh no, like now okay. So this makes a little bit more sense to me. So I'm like, okay, that means someone in my job is on a conservatorship, and we just don't know. And no shade if that is what has happened to you. I also want to say that, like, if that
not victim blaming.
No, not at all. If anything, I want to fight for your right to do whatever. But then again, I'm also, because, I also talk about, like, the people on drugs that are, like, their body is literally falling off. Like, now they need conservatorships. Like, why aren't they the ones with conservatorships?
Because they don't have any money. Like, I don't want to say that blanket statement. Like, most drug addicts are rapidly losing their assets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a valid point.
So, and honestly, like, I don't know. Like, a lot of people that do have assets that would, like, necessitate, like, a conservatorship, I don't know. It seems like they kind of they're, more able to be, like, functioning addicts,
Well, this is how I would change it. I would get people are free to do whatever they want. I would get those people. Okay, now tell me about conservationists. I need on a conservatorship.
Conservationists.
Yeah, now it's like definitely it's lost its compared to men.
I mean, I think there are a lot of people that you're right, like probably would benefit from having somebody like looking out for their best interests. But
sure. Yeah, I would flip it. Okay, all right.
She's solving the problem.
I found it, everyone. Guess how many?
What? How many?
65% more are women. Well, okay, this isn't really what we're looking for. This is about people whose husbands have died. All right, so there's no data. That's the other problem. There's no data on this. This is something. Who do I talk to get the data?
We're gonna have to run a study post haste, please and thank you.
Well, gosh, I cannot remember her. Amanda Bynes was on a conservatorship.
Is that Scamanda?
No. Amanda Bynes, The Amanda Show. She's before your time.
I recognize the name, but I am trying to figure out
What a Girl Wants. Have you seen that movie? Oh, it's such a sweet movie. She finds out that her dad is like nobility, some like high position in England. So then she goes. She's never met her dad. She's hyped her dad up to be this great, amazing man. Mm-hmm. I don't tell you anymore, but she goes to find him, and it's like the sweetest movie.
I don't know. Anyway,
or Sydney White. She was in a lot of like fun girl movies they don't make anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, so
sorry, but that's what I got for you.
So yeah. So all that to say, let me say how I would change it. And then we probably should wrap it up. It's almost an hour. Mm-hmm. The people who need the conservatorships are people who, like I mentioned before, drug addicts whose body parts are falling. Like, they need help. They need, I don't take away people's rights, but like, they need it. They need help. Mm-hmm. People are just a little quirky. They're a little goofy, they type a little funky. They don't necessarily need it as much. Mm-hmm. I think we take the conservatives who are conserving them and we give them to the drug addict people. I think but you made a good point about the money part, because and this is where it gets a little shady. I don't know enough. I also want to say this, guys, I'm just talking, like, for all I know, conservatorship stuff is...
We are not experts on this.
I'm not experts. I'm not an expert. But I think they would point about the money thing. That's probably a good reason, the main reason why we don't know anyone that is a conservator, has a conservatorship.
I think it has to do with, like, your assets, your potential assets, like what they expect you to be bringing in, and your public influence. Because if you're expected to bring in a bunch of money with like an acting or a singing career or whatever, and you ruin it by like saying silly things online, then that's like you're hurting your own best interests, from like a financial perspective. So I think if it's like, okay, maybe this person has a nice little nest egg, but they're not going to, there's nothing we can do to really prevent them from losing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they're going to lose it, they're going to lose it. Versus like, okay, this person could get canceled or ruin their career by doing something, like we need to be there to step in and like to keep the, whatever, the curve of their productivity, like financially going upwards and instead of kind of letting it plateau. But like, again, this is not something I have studied deeply. I just am vaguely familiar with the concept based off of like these people's stories.
And what we've learned, there's not a lot of data about it anyway.
True. So how are we even supposed to be experts? Yeah,
exactly. Well, anyway, I don't necessarily know fully what to believe for Wendy Williams. I don't really know what she needs, but it's a bizarre situation. And how uncomfortable is it that it's being played out in public?
Yeah.
Yikes. Well, that's the show. Thank you for watching this clip of Those Are the Girls with Mallory and Friends. You can watch the full episode here on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts.